I blink and I wake up in an ambulance. Hello everyone, my name is Holly and today's video is going to be very different than usual. I'm not going to be talking about new book releases or what I'm currently reading. I don't even have any book mail to open. Okay, that's a lie, as I'm currently staring at a massive unopened stack, but that video is for a later date. Today I'm going to be talking about something that happened to me in April, and I know I don't have to make a video about this. You don't have to share everything online. I could have told absolutely no one about it, but it is something that I want to share, as I do feel like it's kind of important because hey, what happened to me could happen to you. And also my family and I are making jokes about it at this point. It's just how we cope with things. The entire world around me could be burning up in flames and I'd probably crack a joke about it. I was admitted to the hospital for the very first time in my entire life. I'm going to start from the beginning, get to the climax, and then tell you a little bit about what happened afterward. So basically I had a seizure, and this all happened in a very public space. Also, I'm so sorry if there's a lot of cuts in this video. That day is incredibly foggy to me for very good reason, so I'm trying very hard to recount any memory that I can possibly grab. And of course, my perspective is very skewed. So my boyfriend Darren is in a band, and they had a show at this music venue, and this music venue is over an hour away from where we live. He had to go up there early, and later in the night, I went up with his parents, and I felt great that day. I felt perfectly normal. I was super excited to see Darren's band perform. Me and his parents and his brother go out to eat at a fantastic pizza place. My God, that pizza was delicious. We get to the music venue and there's a few bands there, and the very first band starts playing. They play a few songs and I was really enjoying this band. This local band was fantastic. In fact, I shared a little clip of that band playing on my Instagram page. Well, I'm standing by the bar, which by the way, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any drugs, I don't even drink pop. I only drink water. But I'm standing by the bar far away from the crowd, of course, because I'm an introvert, and I'm just clapping, enjoying this metal band playing. I blink and I wake up in an ambulance. That's literally what I remember. It is the weirdest feeling, losing that block of time. The very first thing that I remember, I think, is the paramedic asking me what month it was. And I said May when it was April 19th. So I was still very confused and dazed. I had no idea where I was. I didn't know what was happening. We get to the hospital, which was, I guess, a few minutes away from the music venue. So it wasn't that long of a ride. And this is where it's very fuzzy for me. I think I see Darren and I tell him I have no idea what's going on, and he tells me I had a seizure. So this next part, I'm going to tell you the information that was given to me from the people around me. So Darren told me that he saw me stumbling and I kind of fell up against a chair and then down onto my butt, and I started seizing. And of course everyone's freaking out. Thankfully the bartender and some other women knew what to do. They knew to get me on my side, so thank God for them. The bartender instantly knew that it was a seizure happening. Oh, and I guess the paramedic in the music venue when they were dealing with me asked me where I live, and I said a different city, and I don't remember that at all. None of that is in my memory. It's literally watching this band playing to suddenly in an ambulance. Anyways, we get to the hospital, a very expensive hospital. We will talk about my medical bill. Once I became aware of my surroundings, I felt completely normal. I felt like I had just woken up from a really good sleep. So here's something really fascinating that I forgot to mention. I wear a Fitbit every single day and was of course wearing one that night. Now I didn't think about this until I got home, but I wondered if it showed what my heart rate was at the time of my seizure. And lo and behold, there it is. Look at that insane spike. I have never seen something so drastic in my life, and it really puts things into perspective for me. Of course, I had 10 different doctors ask me if I drink alcohol, which I kept telling them no. They tested my urine, they tested my blood, they gave me a CAT scan, an MRI, an EEG, which was really weird. They put a bunch of goo in my hair and wiry connector things all over my head, obviously to test my brain. Everything came back normal, completely normal, and the doctor was even like, that's actually not a good good thing because we don't know why you had a seizure. Obviously, there is a chance that I have epilepsy, and it's just like a wait and see kind of thing, I guess, that they told me. Like, we just have to wait and see if it happens again. Oh, wait, there were two things that were a little funky with my test. I was dehydrated, which makes sense. I didn't have any water with me that day, but I didn't like feel dehydrated, you know? And I had low potassium, but the doctor said those can cause a seizure, but they shouldn't. And what's really crazy is that since I've had a seizure, I now have a 30% chance of having one again for the rest of my life, which sounds like a really high probability. And also, nothing could be wrong with me. Apparently, it's not terribly uncommon for you to experience one seizure in your lifetime. And hopefully, that was my one and only time. I will say, at the music venue, there were flashing lights, like not a ton, just a little bit above the stage. I personally feel not enough like flashy for it to cause that. Like I said, I've never had a seizure before, and no, flashing lights have never bothered me. Unfortunately, now I look away from flashing lights because I don't want to risk it. We stayed there overnight. Darren was with me the entire time, which I'm incredibly grateful for. Of course, he was kind of scarred by it all. We have been together for 15 years, and he has never experienced this with me as someone who was like generally healthy. So my medical bill, man, $12,000. $12,000. I know I probably shouldn't disclose this, but I feel like it's important to know that American healthcare is really bad. I feel like the world knows that though. Thankfully, like that cut the bill in half to $7,000. So, okay. $7,000. Okay. So yeah, that is my very first hospital experience. I feel like I'm a little bit scared now to like go out in public because what if it happens again? What if it happens while I'm in the shower, dude? Like, that freaking sucks. Of course, Darren, being the very caring person that he is, he's like, don't lock the door ever again. If we're ever out and about and you feel weird, grab me. So of course, Darren missed the show, which, you know, understandable. Apparently everyone cleared out of the music venue after that happened, so Darren's band didn't really have an audience at all, which makes me really, really sad. And I feel terrible, even though I shouldn't, but I do. So yeah, like this video if you enjoyed. I'm just kidding, you don't have to. Even if you're new here, you don't have to subscribe. The ad revenue would be great though. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have a normal video going up of my May reading wrap up, which is very interesting. That's all I will say about that. I feel like I'm still feeling the effects of what happened in April. The traumatic experience of it is kind of still leaking into May for me. So my May reading wrap up shall be interesting. Anyways, until we meet again, happy reading.